AM, hour number 3 underway right here on Jocks. We'll talk Alabama, Auburn gymnastics here in just a moment. Listen online, jocksfm.com. App is in your app store, iPhone, Android. You can always download that for free. Flu season is absolutely here. I can tell you in our school, on our sports teams, it is hitting hard. Make your home healthier with Trane's Clean Effects Home Air Cleaner. Removes up to 99.9% of airborne particles, including those that cause virus. 100 times more effective than standard air filters. 8 times more effective than HEPA room filters. Find a dealer near you at Trane.com. It is hard to stop a train. So tonight we get Auburn, Alabama on the mat in gymnastics. And we have Auburn head gymnastics coach Jeff Graba joining us. Also, Alabama head gymnastics coach Ashley Priest-Johnston joining us. Guys, thank you so much for being with us to preview this match coming up tonight. Coach Graba, I'm going to start with you. I have a very important question from my daughter for you when she heard that this interview was going to take place. Do your gymnasts, are they allowed to – wait just a moment here, trying to continue to get them lined up here to join the show. See if we can get both on. We lost Coach Graba. I think we have Ashley Priest-Johnston. Do you have a pick for tonight?
Yeah, Alabama. All day.
It's just home field,
yeah,
home mat advantage?
No, it's at Auburn.
It's at Auburn?
We travel.
Are you going to accuse us of putting extra springs in the floor?
We do. We got two.
The beam a little more narrow?
The beam's going to be slightly wider. We're going to have it just make it, which is the most stressful event.
We're putting fake chalk in y'all's chalk bowl.
No, you better not.
We might.
Don't even think about it.
Coach Graba, I have a question for you from my daughter. She is anxious to know, are the ladies allowed to keep their leotards after they are done being gymnasts at Auburn? This was her number one question that she had for you this morning.
Well, I mean, if they want to wear it at, like, if they go into Orange Theory or something and working out, I'm not sure that's the choice they make. But, leotards only last a certain amount of time. So after a while, it is available. Once we retire a leotard, it's available. But if we are reusing it for the next year, they won't be able to get that one. So every year there's a couple that get retired, but so they would be able to keep a few of them.
I think she just wants to know, like, when they leave Auburn gymnastics, like, do they have those in their closet, like, just to say, hey, this was my leotard when I was at Auburn? So
it's a good question.
They'll have a whole bunch of stuff in their closet. Jeez, that's the apparel these young athletes get. It's a little different than when I was in college.
No, for sure. Ashley, you and I were in college together. Ashley and I have been friends for almost 20 years, which is crazy to think about. But Ashley, you worked for Coach Graba. Help me understand a little bit about what it was like working as an Alabama alumnus at Auburn for such a great person, naturally, but still the wrong colors in the state. Help me understand that.
I appreciate you still being my friend in spite of all the decisions I've made in my life. But yes, I graduated from Bama, got a call from Jeff to be able to join the Auburn staff. And while it was initially hard to wear different colors and learn some different cheers, I think it's really all about the people. And I've kind of always said, like, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. And Jeff was just one of those people that was an amazing teacher. It was amazing a staff to be a part of. The community was awesome. So I valued my time here so tremendously and really helped set me up to step into our Bama program and be able to lead the way here. So it's fun being back in Auburn. It really is. But I expect a fierce competition tonight. No doubt about that.
Alabama at Auburn in gymnastics tonight, 7:45. Ashley, we kind of joked about it before we got you two guys on the Higginbotham hotline, but what are the real complications for a team performing on the road, specifically in a rivalry match like this?
Oh, gosh. The arena over there at Auburn, it is one of the most wild environments to compete in. And I have to say, when it was our home court advantage, when I was on the Auburn side, it was awesome. But being on this side, we've been training all week to be able to kind of mimic and simulate what that's going to feel like to have the fans there on the side of the floor, engaged in different athletes' floor routines, the music, the lights. Gymnastics is no longer a tame sport, would say. It's rowdy, it's energetic, it's noisy, and so it's a really tough environment to compete in, but our athletes love that. They crave that. They really do like the cutthroat environment, even though it is really challenging, but I think that's what our sport is really known for. It's kind of defying all odds. It's stepping into challenges and kind of figuring out who you are in the process of kind of competing in an adrenaline rush, I would say.
I would think that that is absolutely the case. And going and watch, I'll just tell you this: I'm glad they didn't have Whoop monitors back when we used to go to your meets, because I would have been so stressed when we got to the vault, and so stressed when we got to the beam. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even watch. It was so stressful. But Coach Graba, help me out with this. You guys have had a lot of adversity. You've had some inconsistency. But you're hoping to be at or near 100% at some point, or at least closer to it than you've been the last couple of weeks with the meet coming up tonight. So how close are you to being at 100%, and how can you kind of get this team to maybe perform a little bit more consistently down the home stretch?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've hit our events. There's 4 events that you got to hit in order to put together a full meet. We've hit a couple most nights. We haven't hit 4. We've got a young team. Yeah, we've dealt with some adversity with putting some injuries, some sicknesses, all that type of stuff. But everybody deals with it. It's just as a young team, we haven't gotten our act together and put it all together in one meet. The good thing about gymnastics, the way our sport is structured, is you do get rewarded for getting it together at some point, because you do want to make a postseason run. We are by no means struggling if you look at national rankings and stuff. But when you want to beat somebody like Alabama in your own arena, you have to be on your game. I understand what Ashley's saying. It's tough in our arena, but the fans aren't going to be involved if we're not engaged as a team. So we've had some challenges, but we're getting close. I would say we're about 85%, but I really don't know, because you put we have a couple of new young people in new positions. They might be fantastic. Tom Brady, nobody knew what he was going to be until he became Tom Brady. So
absolutely. Coach Graba, Sophia Bell last week tears her Achilles, brutal injury, one of the fan favorites there at Auburn. Do you have a definitive answer? Is that something that's kind of still up in the air? If there's strategy in this, you don't have to reveal it now, but where are you as far as that replacement and where you go next?
Well, I mean, the good thing is, so the bad thing is, Soph is out for the season. Her surgery went well. Everything should be fine for next year. But we had 2 meets that we had to make those decisions last weekend. We learned some good things. We also learned some things that need to be worked on. I do think we're going to have a good answer for tonight, at least a future answer. We'll try a new person in a new spot tonight on vault, and we'll probably do a little bit what we did at LSU and Fort Worth with floor. We have an experienced Alex Irvine is pretty experienced, and we also have an alternate in Emma Wary who's experienced on floor. So we're probably going to go with one of those 2 on floor, but we'll probably put a freshman in on vault and see how that works.
Ashley, you're coming off an outstanding almost 198 against Arkansas the last time out. How do you kind of sustain momentum in a sport that is so, the margins are so thin, but how can a really good performance carry over into the next performance?
Yeah, one of our mantras this year has been to handle hard better, but it's also been to handle great better. I actually think at times our team has got caught up with having a really great event score and then almost being complacent and not kind of digging in, being hungry and creating new momentum. So we've talked a lot about, having that 0-0 mentality. Go out there, play it, the game right in front of your face, and then forget it and move to the next one. And so we're going to kind of carry that mantra with us across all 4 events tonight. If we have a great bar score, that's awesome, but then we got to forget it and go earn a vault score. If we have a great one there, or if it's a hard one, we leave it and then go earn a floor score, and so on. I think for us, that's been a better way to kind of stay on track with competing against our standard, because while we're competing against Auburn and we want to have a great competition, we're just looking at our game and trying to figure out how do we get a half-tenth better in every routine, in every competition. We're going into a grind of the next couple of weeks. Auburn's just coming off of a grind of having multiple meets in a really short period. So this is kind of our start right now into entering 3 weeks of kind of nonstop competition. So we can't get too far in the future. We can't look in the past. We got to just stay present and focus on our standard and the things that we can control right now.
Ashley, it's interesting how you bring up that team score, but obviously everything is an individual event, and every young lady would want the best score possible for their individual event. How difficult is it to keep the team focused on the team score and not obsessed with your individual score, how be it good or bad, and kind of stay focused on what the ultimate goal is, and is for the team to go win that meet?
Yeah, what's crazy is we really try to not focus on the score at all, because that's one of those things that is so out of our hands. There's judging panels, there's there's objective rules, but at times it can feel subjective when you're only looking through your own personal lens. But we talk all the time about build a better athlete, and that will build a better team. And so if each one of our ladies can focus on being a quarter tenth better or a half tenth better, that might be in their actual execution of their routine. That might be in how they finesse something when it doesn't go quite right. That means if it's a hard moment, responding better. They think if we can get 18 people to be a half tenth better tonight, we may or may not get a great score, but we know we've made progress. And in what kind of feels like a marathon of a season, we've got to stay focused on mile by mile, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So each athlete has goals for tonight. They're all trying to get a half tenth better, and at the end of the night, we'll measure it by how close each athlete got to accomplishing their goal, not necessarily the final score, because again, that's just out of our hands. So we got to do the things that are in control and let go of the rest.
Jeff, I've always wondered this. Maybe this is a bigger picture gymnastics conversation, but I've watched and been to a million meets. I'm fascinated by it. I think it's just a tremendously athletic endeavor that these ladies do on a week-to-week basis. But I notice sometimes on floor, some of the other ladies that aren't actually participating are doing the routine off to the side, not necessarily with the flips, but the hand movements and gestures. Is every single floor routine tailored to that one individual, or are there team-centric routines that everybody can do? How does that work?
Yeah, it's very individualized. I think that's the one event where I know the gymnasts, that's where they get to express themselves. So yeah, the choreography has to tie into what that athlete's good at, what they want to do. And I think that's what you're seeing is the team is, basically dancing with them, mimicking the movements, because this is something special to that person. This is something special to this athlete. So it is very individualized. Again, it's a sport that you collect the scores and total up a sum for that event, but it's a sum of individuals. So it's a dichotomy. You got a little bit of both going on there, and we definitely want them to express themselves. We want them to be comfortable in their routine. And I'll just point out the person who did that for me before is the other person on this phone line. She used to choreograph our floor routine, so you probably should have asked her. She's probably smirking.
I was gonna say Jeff could teach you guys some floor routines. That could be a really fun, video we post on social media. I love this idea.
Cole and I have a hard time. Cole and I have a hard enough time literally getting out of our chairs. I don't know if cartwheels and backflips are in our future. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
She's trying to make me do that as well. So let's be clear.
I'm not signing a waiver if you make me do it, though. I'm not doing it. I'm not signing a waiver. I am absolutely going to hold everyone accountable if I'm asked to do a floor routine. I will not do beam. I would maybe do floor. Beam and vault out. I can maybe do bars, do a couple pull-ups, and drop down. I would do that, but I think that's about it. Maybe a baby giant.
There you go.
Do you even know what that is, Cole?
I don't. No, I have been on the beam before, though.
You've been on the beam.
I did when I used to do the thing for SEC Nation. Yeah, we were at LSU, and I tried the beam.
Okay,
I didn't stay on long, I'll say that.
No.
It's a lot more narrow than I imagined.
Yes.
Jeff, you also
haven't worked with Jeff and I yet.
That's fair.
We'll get
He'll
you
coach
guys
you up.
going. Don't worry.
That is totally fair. You haven't worked with somebody who's had 13 surgeries, 5 of them on one knee, and is not going to be able to even pretend like he's going to have the balance to stay up there. Jeff, you also have sisters on your team this year, the Grieve sisters, Olivia and Sophia. Is this common? Have you had this before? What challenges or maybe benefits come with this?
I would say it's I've had it before, but not very often. Honestly, it's probably different for each sister set. My brother and I competed together and apart, and there's some good things that happen when you have siblings together. And there's also some stuff that the competition, the rivalry stuff. Sometimes you gotta pay attention to that. With Sophia and Olivia, it's been just really refreshing. It's been a really good thing. Soph is a year younger, but they both bring something different, and it's been really fun to have them on the team. You wouldn't know their sisters in the gym. You wouldn't know their sisters anywhere else except how they communicate and in their last names. So it's been fantastic getting two really good leaders in the gym that do it differently.
Finally, Ashley, as you had a sister that was on the team with you, so you can maybe speak to that as well. Courtney, I think you guys were both on the same team together, right? I know she was a couple years older.
Senior. Yeah, she was a senior when I was a freshman. And what's funny in my recruiting journey is that at first I didn't want to go to the same school as my sister because I wanted kind of my own journey. And then as I looked around at different schools and saw what she was experiencing, I was like, I can't imagine a better place. And so when I started my freshman year at Bama, it was amazing to just be welcomed in. My sister had a great circle of friends, you included in that, Greg. And it just helped me meet people and just feel at home so smoothly. And my sister's my absolute best friend, and it was amazing to be able to cheer her on and what she was doing. And I always felt like she was my biggest cheerleader. So our 3-year age gap, I think, allowed us to kind of be in different roles at different times, but working together and always having alignment and like where we wanted to end up. So forever thankful to be able to share that experience with her. So many fun memories, and to this day, I would say she's still kind of my biggest cheerleader on the sideline, and I feel the same about her.
No, I love
Very
that.
special.
That's terrific. Awesome stuff. I thought y'all overlap. I just couldn't remember. I know she was about my age. You were a little younger, but that was about right. Naturally, Sarah Patterson, when everyone thinks Alabama gymnastics, you think Sarah Patterson. I actually saw Coach Patterson not that long ago at one of the basketball games, gave her a hug, took a picture. It was awesome. Great to see her as always. How much do you talk with her, knowing that you obviously played for her? She's such a huge person in the Tuscaloosa area. How much conversation do you have with Coach Patterson on a week in, week out basis?
I talk a lot with Sarah and David as well, her husband, and they've been really incredible mentors for me through my whole process of taking this job and what my first steps looked like. I called her first, and was just trying to get the lay of the land of what's this opportunity look like? What are the needs of our program? What are the things that I should prioritize? What are the things that I should forget about? And she's really been an incredible mentor in that. We kind of have a few dates on the calendar where we always check in, get together for dinner, and just try to spend time talking about the program, talking about the things that are going well, talking about the things I'm struggling with, because she's been there and done it in a lot of different ways and has amazing advice. But at the same time, we are working in a very different generation of student athletes and a lot of different landscapes at hand all the time, from NIL and rev share and some of these conversations that were unheard of, 10, 20 years ago. And so she also loves to learn about that. I think that's what's always made her great, is being such a relentless learner and leader. And so we really work well together and are able to partner in getting out in the community and sharing what's going on in our program and how people can get involved. I'll say the thing that I'm always so thankful for about Sarah is that she always says, hey, I'm here for anything you need, but you have to ask me. And I really appreciate that, in that she doesn't step in and just off the cuff come in and offer advice. She always says, like, I'm here for anything, but you ask me first. And I just think that speaks volumes about the type of leader she is. She's always available, always there, always wants to love on our program and on me. And, it's really special to have the architect of the program in the same community and still a part of the program in a big way.
Absolutely. Guys, we appreciate you both hopping on. Best of luck tonight, Jeff. And we wish you both the best in the future, and appreciate you hopping on today. I know it's going to be a fun one. I know that arena is going to be incredible. And we just appreciate you guys spending some time with us this morning.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks
so
for
much.
having us, guys.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
There you go. All right. Thank you, guys. All right, so you get Alabama at Auburn tonight, 7:45 in gymnastics. Always fun. We've done that the last couple of years, just kind of catching up on everything that's going to be the Auburn-Alabama gymnastics meet.
It's such a great sport. Like, if you haven't been and you're thinking about it on the fence, maybe you don't have anything going on, like, just go. Like, you will be amazed at the level of athleticism. I mean, it is like the fearlessness is just absurd.
Yeah.
I don't know how as a parent now as a parent, I would have a different perspective watching it. Even as a friend 20 years ago, when we'd go to the meets all the time, it was hard to watch. It was like you're a nervous wreck the whole time. As a parent, I can't even imagine. But they are awesome events. They are obviously Alabama and Auburn have had tremendous success in gymnastics for a very long time. So highly recommend checking it out if you're on the fence or at some point there's a home meet near you. Go and take a peek and support these programs because they are incredible. They really are.
Well, I think also too what Ashley said, they've become so energized in the arena. And everybody, the home crowds knowing the routines, the rest of the teams knowing the routines. Just the energy inside the arenas for these events has become amazing, and they are fun, and it is spectacular to watch what they're capable of doing physically. It's remarkable. So that'll be coming up tonight. Yeah, pretty cool. We'll get back to college football on the other side. Going to have to wait for that. One thing you never have to wait for, though, GMAC, is your dental care.
That's because Family Care Dental has you taken care of. They're the urgent care office, and they can get you in and see you on the same day. And with busy schedules, whether you're trying to schedule around kids or activities or there's something for the whole family, it's hard. It's hard to make dental appointments work for your schedule. That's why Family Care Dental is there to be open on Fridays and Saturdays for routine cleanings that now include free teeth whitening as well. They accept patients of all ages and accept most insurance plans, plus can get you in the same day if you have an urgent emergency issue. Locations at Hoover, Homewood, Alabaster, Fultondale, and Trussville. Call Family Care Dental for an appointment today at 874-9605. That's Family Care Dental, 874-9605.
All right, when we come back, a couple of other college football news and notes. One thing that is going to look very different this upcoming season. We'll discuss it next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Big announcement from one area of college football. And I would like to play part of the video that this announcement came with, because I think what it will do is it'll help present the magnitude of it. It'll give you the full understanding of what it is. John, do we have this? It's a video you can see, but you're going to have to just visualize it yourself. But I do think some of the words and the music will put in perspective just how massive this is going to be for college football next year.
This is Tiger Stadium, where the LSU team plays its home game.
The most electric atmosphere anywhere. The Tigers take the field.
He struck him out! Tigers win! Tigers win!
There is nothing like it anywhere.
Look at this man.
Have you ever heard such an ovation in all your life? This crowd is wild.
Death Valley roars to life.
And it is a packed house in the PMAC.
So I owe Louisiana everything. When I went to Baton Rouge, I just felt the realness of the Louisiana people.
I mean, the Baton Rouge atmosphere certainly lives up to the hype.
It's been that kind of night for the LSU Tigers.
There are few better than the one you're about to witness here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
So I'm just going to ask you guys. Obviously, John saw the video. Greg, what do you think we're getting to here?
It sounds like it's going to be some type of nighttime at Death Valley show.
No, not quite.
Close.
I'd be interested in the folks driving around. You hear those highlights. You hear the all-time greats, not only from broadcasting, but that competed at LSU in different sports. And you think, man, they must have something big going down there. It's not just Lane Kiffin coming in. Like that's a huge shift. But this was released, Greg, to announce that Woodside Energy will have a patch on all LSU athletics uniforms moving forward.
What?
Yeah.
I like it. If I'm Woodside, I'm fired up.
Yeah. You're going to have your branding on every LSU uniform.
That's amazing. Is Woodside Energy oil and gas?
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
Now, this also comes with, recently, the NCAA ruling that patches are going to be allowed on uniforms. This is the first announced that I have seen. I haven't seen another school announce that they're going to have this, and this will be on every uniform. Obviously does a lot for LSU, being able to rake in some more financial assistance for NIL across the board, all sports. A massive partnership with Woodside Energy. We have some fun with just kind of how it was released or whatever, but get used to this, because I don't think there will be too many schools, Greg, that are going to not take advantage of this somehow, some way.
I think you'd be crazy to leave some money on the table. It's going to be harder at some places than it will be at others. Like at Alabama, we won't even do a white helmet. Like, our Nike Pro Combat uniforms that were like a huge deal back in the day, back in the 2009, 10, 8, you had like that one alternate uniform. Oh, yeah. They're like, all right, hey boys, let's get crazy today. Hear me out.
Florida actual Gator print
exactly. Hear me out, guys. This is what we're thinking. All right. Instead of a white stripe, we'll do a subtle, very subtle. Like you can't even tell on TV. We'll do a subtle houndstooth. Same thing with the numbers. It'll be a really subtle houndstooth. You can't tell on TV.
It's like white and off-white.
It's like white and beige.
Yeah.
White eggshell. All right, that'll work.
Yeah, it's like eggshell and white. That's it. I mean, you literally can't tell. And then, you know what? We're going to make it even crazier. We're going to put an American flag on the shoulder. So at some places, I think you can get away with it. I just think in the other places, some people hold the uniform tradition so close to the vest that it's be hard to put a logo on there. Which is why I'm a little surprised that LSU's doing it, because they to me feel like one of those super traditional ones.
It's going to be there. It's going to be right there on the chest of the LSU football uniform. I will say, interesting that football, basketball, chest, golf, kind of over on the sleeve. So not sure why we moved it over in golf to where it's not going to be as prominent, but either way, these advertising patches are coming in college sports. And I'm with you. I think you have to take advantage of it. I don't know how you couldn't.
100%. But do you agree that it's going to be harder at some places than it will be at others?
Much. I think it'll depend on the company. I think it'll depend on the actual logo. Like you're talking about with Alabama, how subtle can you make it? Seriously.
Super subtle.
Yeah.
And I think you'd honestly have to be mindful of the colors.
The colors also will probably play into that.
So like Alabama, basically Coca-Cola's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Like literally it.
Noted.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Red Robin out.
Yeah, Red Robin out.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know if Red Robin.
So Home Depot can't do it because it's orange.
Orange can't do it. That's great for Auburn.
Yeah.
Texaco, no go.
Quick Trip.
Huh?
They have some red.
Chevron.
Chick-fil-A, you're good.
Chick-fil-A's good.
Yep. Okay. Noted.
But very few.
But also, I think too, like Alabama's not going to want Buc-ee's on there.
Why? Buc-ee's is a fantastic
it's
institution.
They're not putting a beaver on their uniform. I'm just saying, Alabama's not putting a beaver patch on their uniform.
Oregon
They're not.
State.
I don't care.
Oregon State, Buc-ee's.
That feels like a great fit, by the way.
Logical.
How much would Buc-ee's have to pay to put the Buc-ee beaver on the helmet? Just the whole thing. Not even say Buc-ee's, just their beaver instead of yours.
How much would Oregon State have to pay?
I feel like it'd be the other way around.
No, I mean, there are some of these that are going to work and work well and just feel natural. There are some that we're going to see and be like, oh, no. That's not it. I do agree with you, though. Colors has a lot to do with it because the patches here for LSU, they're all going to be purple and gold, the actual patches.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, I don't know what Woodside Energy's colors are, but
Someone tells me Woodside Energy red and white.
Yeah, not on the uniforms or not.
Nope.
So maybe that's one area in which they had to sort of meet in the middle. But it'll be there, I think, on almost every user. Information. That was one thing I had a conversation with Alex Golish on a couple weeks ago. He goes, one thing that's nice is not having to worry about having 42 different uniform combinations. He's like, we're pretty much set.
Not true.
Yes, you are.
Face mask colors.
That's it. So that's all we have to decide. Face mask colors.
You know how hard it is to put a face mask on?
Put on, yes. Decide colors? No. Because he asked me, he said, some people have asked me about like orange shirts and stuff. I said, nope. I said, now the white face mask on the road, tough to beat. I'm for that. I like that. But don't go any further than the different face mask colors. You're good.
Yeah. I don't mind the metallic orange face mask. It's aggressive.
It is.
But it does look pretty cool.
Right.
It does. In person, it looks very cool. But the all white, I agree with you.
It's clean.
Is the way to go.
Tough to beat.
For sure.
All right.
Alabama, I think maybe like a eggshell white and white face mask with the houndstooth print. That's when you get crazy. Nah, let's not get carried away. Gray face mask ain't going anywhere.
No.
Nowhere.
I don't think there's going to be any.
I'm telling you, it's going to. I think Alabama's going to be one of the hardest ones.
Will Alabama have an advertisement patch on their uniform this fall?
If I were to bet, I'd say no.
And I guess some of that, too, depends on what people are showing up with.
Correct.
Are you going for the bare minimum? Are you overpaying to a large extent to which you almost can't say no to it?
I think that if it's the size of like the end of a ballpoint pen,
come on,
you need a microscope to see it. It could find its way on there.
Because also, too, I think if you found a company that just had, like, let's say Chick-fil-A without the Chick-fil-A written underneath it.
Yeah.
Or Texaco, just the logo, not the whole square where it says Texaco underneath it. If you like just the star, if you had something on those lines, I think it'd be a lot easier to just say, hey, you just have this one symbol as your logo to throw on there. I think that's going to be a lot easier to accept that than Woodside Energy with a logo, something else.
I agree. Here's the other thing I'll say. How mad is Nike right now? Because the second that Nike and or Under Armour and or Adidas and all these other schools, now there's leverage against those schools. So, hey, Woodside Energy is paying this to LSU. And you right now, we do have an apparel deal with you that involves trade, it involves all this other stuff. Now, you know what? We're just going to remove the Nike check. We'll buy the jerseys from you, but the Nike check won't be on there. And instead, we are going to replace it with Texaco. Or Nike's going to have to pay for their logo to be on there.
Two ways to look at this. Too.
I agree. I hear you.
Here's the other way to look at this. If I'm Phil Knight, I'm going and sitting down, having a meeting in Baton Rouge and saying, we're paying you X amount or we're giving you this deal and all this stuff, and now you've diminished the value of these jerseys. Therefore, we're coming in 30% less next time.
Perhaps.
Just saying. Or you're getting 30% less trade on the next deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that we have taken the cost of having the logo on there, and that's gone up because this is on there, but you have also taken our jersey and you've diminished the value of our jersey.
It's a fair pushback.
So
it could be something that's a trickle down. I don't know how it's going to all unfold. I don't know how it's all going to work, but it's interesting. Would you not agree that it's interesting? Because right now Nike's getting their logo on there. I would imagine their logo is going for pennies on the dollar compared to what Woodside Energy's paying.
No doubt.
Pennies on the dollar. So, and involving trade and all that. And look, you need the relationship with Nike's a phenomenal relationship. You wouldn't want to mess that up. But I do think that there's a part of this now where you could start exploring. All right, well, hey, that Nike jersey, that Nike logo has been on there a long time, and it's been on there for not market rate more than likely. So that's just a conversation that could be had here in a month or 2 months or 6 months or whatever.
It's totally fair. We got a couple people that want to chime in on it. Hang tight on the Higginbotham hotline. We'll get to you next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning, 9:40, Friday, February 20th, right here on Jocks. We've been talking patches on jerseys, new advertisements coming to college sports. What will it look like? I'll ask you this question before I tell you about Game Day Men's Health. What other schools would you say right now this will not take place? You will not see a patch on their jersey. You got a moment to think about that. As I tell you about Game Day Men's Health, if you are lacking energy, lacking sleep, feeling on edge, Game Day Men's Health wants to help you today, and they can do it. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Sign up for the free consultation. With that, free PSA test, free testosterone test. They're going to lay out your baseline health. Then they give you options in which they can help you with. Weight loss programs. They have multiple peptides. They can create those for you and get you going on those. Holistic approach to health and wellness. Minimal upfront cost from the programs that they offer. Great people, great staff. Not going to try to press you into things that you don't need. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today and sign up for that free consultation. Tell them you heard about them on Mac and Cube in the morning. Save 10% on any service that they offer. Quickly, we go to Tony in Lincoln. Welcome in, Tony.
Hey guys.
Morning.
Enjoy your show. And yesterday morning was a good show when y'all were talking about people buying Pokemon cards and baseball cards and things like that. But I just wanted to say I have a new appreciation for Greg McElroy. Being an Auburn fan, I think it was last week, he said he roots for Auburn when they don't play Bama. And most Alabama quarterbacks, I don't like them while they play for Alabama, but I do like them after they graduate and go on to the pros or doing what Greg does. I appreciate them. Because there's a lot of talent from the Alabama quarterback room for sure. But I was wanting to know if you guys have ever thought about maybe interviewing Dylan Cardwell.
We would love to have Dylan on the show. Awesome dude, man. I've gotten to know him a little bit over the years. He's a great kid.
I would love it. Bruce Pearl said last year somebody in the pros are going to pick him up. And he didn't score a lot of points for Auburn, but he was, man, you know what a difference he made on the court. And probably in the locker room, but I think he's doing the same thing for the Sacramento Kings. And actually, he's the only player that I know of from Auburn that graduated last year. He's got an $8.5 million 4-year contract, and he has had a couple of double-doubles in the last couple of months and getting 10 or 12 rebounds a game. He's really doing a good job.
Yep, he's been great. It's funny because Dylan reached out to me over a year ago and asked about getting into sports media and what he would need to do and what he needs. I was like, if you want to do this, I think you can do it. Just let me know when you're ready to start making that move, and I think you'll be fine. But he's doing well in the NBA right now, so he doesn't have to worry about that. I appreciate the call. Steve in Montgomery wants to chime in on Jersey patches. Welcome in, Steve.
Thank you. Gentlemen, if we're going to do this with the patches, why don't we just go full NASCAR? Just multiple patches all over the uniform, pants, helmet, jerseys. You know, the question is which ones wouldn't do it? I would have said Penn State, Alabama.
Notre Dame would be first on my list. It's not going to do it.
Well, I think anything goes now. So I think anything goes, and I think money is the almighty, and it drives everything, and they don't want to get left behind, and they need money. But
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But if we're discussing schools who we think this may never happen for, Notre Dame would be towards the top of my list. I think the team at the top of my list will be very surprising to everybody else. I want to see what everybody else says first, though. Who else? Who do you have?
What about?
Go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say, what about Auburn having the Yellowwood emblem on theirs? And
yeah, if you want to go with most likely for each school, I think that's probably one for Auburn that could potentially be there.
Let's go.
But we talked about also just having the logo. So Tim Cook has not decided to put a lot of money into NIL. I could see him just saying, okay, I will forego a big check to actually have the Apple logo on your uniform.
The Apple logo on the uniform would be pretty sweet. Yeah. If you're going to do one, that's a good one to do.
You ain't lying. If we're talking schools you think this never happens for, we mentioned kind of Alabama, possibly.
Yeah. I think Bama, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Texas.
See, I think Texas for different reasons, though.
Texas, they won't do it because somebody will just say, you're not putting that on there. I'll just write the check.
Or deciding which check you allow to actually be the one. and it would make everybody
Too
else
many
so angry.
billionaires,
Right.
yeah.
You make everybody else so angry,
Too
you
many
couldn't allow
cooks in the
just the
kitchen.
one to do it.
Yeah, fair.
There's still one team ahead of all of these that you've mentioned that I think this will never, ever happen for.
Well, you said Notre Dame.
No, that's not the team.
Okay.
It's for a little bit of a different reason. We've talked about it as my reason why.
Penn State.
No. This will never happen for Oregon.
Oh, yeah. No, they're good.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, they're good.
They got their
jersey
logo.
patch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the guy who's got it on there will make damn sure there's never another
How
one on
funny would it be, though, if for
Reebok?
whatever reason, let's just say Russell Athletic, just using a local company here. What if they said, you know what? Hey, Phil, hold this beer over here. I'm putting a Russell logo on the other side of a Nike logo. How good would that be?
They'd be out of business in a week.
Quick.
Oh, my goodness. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's
would make me
great.
happier than if another shoe company or an apparel company came on and tried to throw a ton of money at Oregon.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if, since they got the swoosh here, maybe put the Jordan logo on the side.
Yeah, there you
A
go.
little bit of something.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's
It's still the
that
same
too.
thing,
You,
right?
you think
Yeah.
about Florida, you think about Michigan, you think about Oklahoma, like the schools that have newly gone with Jordan brand, like is not just Michael Jordan, but the people behind the marketing of that brand. How are they going to? Nike's one thing because it's been there for a while. Like they had their run of just being the only thing on there. Jordan brand, they've been there for a year or two for some of these schools, and now all of a sudden you're going to put Quick Trip, whatever it is, Game Day Men's Health, Royal Buick GMC on there. Like that's. Like Greg said, some of these other companies, these apparel companies, are not going to feel good about this.
No. I'd be so mad if I were Nike and Adidas. I'd be so mad right now. And whoever else is in the game, Under Armour.
Well, I'll tell you what's coming next. They're going to do this. They're going to do the patch. Like what the caller said about NASCAR, I don't think that happens. What's coming next is going to be a sticker on the back of the helmet.
Yeah.
They're going to allow for one of those. You're going to be able to put one company's sticker on the back of your helmet, and then I think we'll keep the patch at one for a long time, and they'll say, we can put one sticker on the back of your helmet, and then I don't know where we go. Maybe a patch on the pant. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be multiple patches on the jersey, though. I don't think we get to that. I really don't.
Either way, I'm just against it because I don't like the idea of our traditions being encroached upon. Like, to me, the uniforms they're so big, right? Like when you got your first Auburn uniform, like how fired up were you?
Massive.
It was like the first time I went and looked in the locker, and it's like, oh my goodness, I got one of those shirts. It says my name on it. I have my own helmet. Like I can't believe I'm an Alabama football player. I had the same exact feeling as a 23-year-old when I stepped into the locker room at NRG Stadium in Houston for my first preseason game, and I put on a Jets uniform for the first time. I'm like, this is insane. I can't believe I'm a professional football player. I get paid to put this jersey on. This is insane. As a young kid, I would have died. So to me, the uniform is like the most special, like it's just special. It's untouchable. Now I understand you got to do what you got to do financially. Like surely there's a few more levers we can pull to come up with some money so that we don't taint the uniform. And now, if Woodside Energy wants to write a big check, I'll listen. But it's going to take an awful lot for me to actually consider putting the patch on, for sure.
Yep. All right, more on this and our Super Sofa Game of the Week next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Appreciate you being with us. Great stuff from Jeff Graba, Ashley Priest-Johnson, Tom Fornelli. If you missed any of those, go to jocksfm.com or the app, and you can catch up on that or segments or full shows as well. Before we get to our Super Sofa Game of the Week, Greg, tell our listeners about Canty.
Well, they're the local experts in foundation repair, crawl space, basement, concrete solutions. The Canty foundation specialists know that here in the wet, rainy season in Alabama, which is coming, you might be discovering some leaks in your basement, in your foundation, or your crawl space. And if your basement is damp or musty, then water intrusion can lead to foundation problems with mold and allergies. It can ruin the things that you own. It can also affect your own health. So call Canty Foundation Specialists today. They can help. They're the experts in basement waterproofing. They'll come out, do a free inspection for water damage and any other foundational issues that you think you might have. So give them a call at 205-509-3991. They have free inspections and estimates, and the work is backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. That's 205-509-3991, or go online at Canty, Cantey, canfixit.com.
All right, I want to get to this one quickly because we potentially have an all-timer in our bad box score of the day. However, Super Sofa Game of the Week brought to you by TD's Fine Furniture. This is how it works. You get one to watch all weekend. Which one would it be? For me, 5:30 p.m. tomorrow on ESPN, number 1 Michigan at number 3 Duke, 25-1 versus 24-2. The Edward Jones Capital Showcase.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, EJ.
A month until the tournament.
Hey.
We have one-off non-con sponsored games going.
You got to get with it.
Let's
Get ready.
ride.
Welcome to the new day and age of college basketball. But that's going to be a good one. I think Michigan, clearly number 1 team in the nation. They head to Washington, D.C. at Capital One Arena to take on the Duke Blue Devils. That'll be a fun watch for me. That's my Super Sofa Game of the Week.
The number 2 seeded USA. That's it. Just USA. No team name.
Got it.
We'll take on the number 3 seeded Slovakia tonight. 3:10 Eastern time on Peacock. That means we got to watch it here in like a couple hours. They win this, they are in the gold medal game. Hopefully we get a shot at Canada. So I'm going to give you 2 Super Sofas. In victory today, USA against Slovakia. That's at 2:10 local. And then in victory, we get Canada. I don't know when that game's going to be played. It says Saturday, 2:40 Eastern time, TBD. So whatever that means, interpret that as you will. But USA bringing home the gold. Let's go, USA.
All right. I'm going home cooking, man. I've got Auburn and Kentucky. 7:30 from Neville Arena on ESPN. Can Auburn get out this losing funk? Taking on Kentucky. NCAA tournament hope still alive. So can they get it done? 7:30 on ESPN. Auburn, Kentucky for my TD's Fine Furniture Super Sofa Game of the weekend.
Greg asked, and I will answer my Super Sofa game is the gold medal game because I know the United States is going to win.
Of course.
Go.
Sunday, 7:10 in the morning. It's a bit early, but we're normally up at that time on NBC or Peacock or however you watch the Olympics. That's my Super Sofa Game of the weekend. And get your Super Sofa and more at TD's Fine Furniture. But during their tax season sale, over 100,000 square feet of furniture for the entire home with options for every room to fit your style and budget. That's TD's Fine Furniture in Summerton.
Yeah, I said the bronze medal game time. That's tomorrow. That's at 2:40 p. Eastern time. Gold medal's 8:10 on Sunday. Like
Correct,
you said.
right. Yeah.
Well done. Way to fix it. Good fix. Gosh, I can't wait. You going to watch?
Oh, yeah.
Such conviction.
Yeah, there we go.
In, 100% in, for sure.
You're so dialed. You love puck.
You're big hockey fan. We know that.
I like it when USA's playing. I'm sorry for being a patriot.
Okay.
You can root for
High Point
for
Baseball
Canada.
won 52-2.
What?
2 months ago. Yeah, you heard me.
In baseball?
52-2. I don't
that
have
good?
time to get into anything else, but that's at 52-2.
Was there a
50
box
burger in
score? Was there
baseball is
actually
hard to
one?
do.
There was a box score. Maybe we get to it next week.
It's going to take some time.
We're back Monday. 3-Man Front is next.